Good. Thanks, Will. And then I just posted something earlier about the opportunity to do neat things for faculty. And I had the opportunity 4 years ago, my third year at Friends, to go to England on a grant that was part of just giving to friends. I went to England to go to visit another Quaker school in suburban London. I got to go to a meeting for worship in London. I went to the Quaker library, but that was all thanks to support from people like you. So I want to thank you for that. All right, I've given two of these speeches. They've been 30 minits long. This one's supposed to be 7 minutes long, so I'm going to go about 6 times faster. I have a lot of slides up here, so I'll go quickly. If something does strike you, try to remember it, and I can answer a question at the end. Okay, what is this thing? That is called a Menger sponge. We'll talk about it here. All right, first thing I want to talk about is 3D printing. And 3D printing right now is in lower, middle, upper school. It is the trendy technology right now, everywhere. Industry, schools, anywhere you look, there's 3D printing comes up all the time. Here's one example of it being used in middle school. This is just basically, let's teach, what grade is this, 7th. What slope is, rise over run. How steep is something? You can draw it on a board, but you can also, here you can visualize it. So if you look at steps, and you're looking at rise over run, and you see on the right, there's designs that different students did, and then here's the final product. And I do have some 3D products at the end where we can walk around and I can show them to you. Another example of 3D printing in action, this is the Burj Khalifa, but it's done to scale. The thing I like about this slide, if you look, so here's hands-on drafting. So students design this by hand, ruler, pencil. Then they take this onto a computer, design it. This might be OpenSCAD or Tinkerplots, and then that becomes the product. And this is a scale version of the Burj Khalifa. This was in 7th grade. 11th grade example of 3D printing. This is pre-calculus. These are Trig Bracelets. This is pretty cool. This was a lesson that we saw at the Museum of Math. We went there to see the lesson, and then we took the lesson and brought it back to Friends. Over here on the left side, this is coding. This is called OpenSCAD. So the coding initiatives that we're doing in 9th grade translate over to math. And then so the students know how to do basic coding, and so they code it in OpenSCAD. There's a trig equation in here somewhere. The trig equation then goes into the visual computer software, which you see the yellow design there. And then if you look at the right, this is a 3D printer right here. That's a MakerBot. And then here's the final product. So these are the bracelets then that the students wear. And you notice even little intricate things. If you're in industry, you have to figure out, well, how's this going to get onto a wrist? So when you design this, you also have to remember you have to put an opening there so that it can click onto a wrist. And these are things you have to think about when you're designing. But it's math. And then the last thing here for 3D printing, these are conic sections, so hyperbolas, ellipses, parabolas. Maybe one of the most boring things I ever had in school because you couldn't visualize it, so it was just heavy-duty graphing that you couldn't even, I had to graph by hand. And now you can graph not only on a calculator, you can graph on a computer, and you can then take the graph and make models. If you look, it's a little hard to see, but there's drafting here again, there's the equation. This is a cooling tower, and over there that's a satellite dish. So that's a parabola, and then this would be a hyperbola in action. Museum of Math is on 26th and 5th. It's really close to Friends. And we've been going there as a department more and more often to do some of their workshops, hear some of their lectures, get some ideas. So it's a really great resource for us to have. All right, K through 6 Math Center that was constructed maybe 3 years ago. And what we have is a K through 8 Math Center. It's basically a room that's a math center. So students go in there not just for help with math, but also if they want challenges with math. We have 2 math specialists in the K through 6 grades, and they'll offer support to our struggling students and for students that want an extra challenge. This is right off of the library for those of you that went to Friends. We had lower school math night, K through 6. What's up there? Over 100 students, parents, siblings, friends attended. This is where you have a 30-minute talk. Students played math games with their parents, took home activities to do over the summer. Parents heard about the mission. It was a pretty cool night. It was parents and students doing math together. Then they split up. The parents heard from me, and then the students did math games. And if you see floating around here, there's me, and there's a middle school math teacher, upper school math teacher. So we had a great turnout. Lower school science teacher. But we had a great turnout for teachers, too. It was a great way for parents to see early on the math that's going on at Friends. This looks a little intricate. This is our basic middle school path. There's a reason why this is up. 5th grade together, 6th grade together. Now we have Math 7. I'll talk about this in a second. So 7 can be split into 7 accelerated Math 7, geometry now in middle school, and then Algebra 1. Typically, when I was going to school, it would go 5, 6, 7 algebra. All right, so the new core, Math 7A, if you look here, this has been, we started in 2014, so this is its second year. The reason for Math 7A is this. Down the road, we would like students to take 2 years of calculus or to have the opportunity the senior year to take something other than calculus. So we offer calculus, we're going to offer calculus more to 11th graders. We have a few this year taking it, but now as seniors we have multivariable calculus, which was a course we added before this. And this allows them to go into that course, or if we ever decide to get into an engineering kind of curriculum focus, it'll give those seniors who want to take calculus in 11th grade the opportunity to take engineering or some other STEM or some other programming course as a senior, which then prepares them for the way college is now. College, Christian, you probably attended this. It's a lot more hands-on, a lot more design, a lot more what can I do in the real world. So the reason for this, we wanted to challenge our students, we wanted to keep students at Friends who were good at math, and we also wanted to give them the opportunity to go to upper school and have that opportunity to take 2 calculus or 1 calculus in some other course. 2 courses in 1 year, so those of us who went to school, it's pre-algebra and algebra in the same year. It offers challenging problems, and we also have math contests and a little bit more of the, I know it's not Quaker, but their math competitions are actually a pretty cool thing to do in middle school and upper school. One of the benefits of this, and it just kind of happened, I was made more aware of it once we started to develop the course. One of the things that happens in the 6th, 7th grade year is there starts to be math is cool, math is not cool. Also, math is for boys, math is not for girls. The sort of thing starts to happen about that age. One of the things this does, this course, is students just go into this course. There's no stigma attached to it. They go into the course, they want to take it because math is fun. If we were to combine kids in Algebra 2 and Trig, for example, that would be like a 10th grade year. It would be mostly male dominant, and that's what we've always seen in Friends, that boys want to do that in 9th grade, take extra math, but girls tend not to want to do that. And that's just from past experience. What this does, if you notice the first year, 7 girls, 6 boys, 5 girls, 13 boys. But that puts this group on the path to go into 2 years of calculus down the road. All right, this is upper school math. It looks tricky, but that's part of being a math teacher, I guess. It's a flow chart. I'll just take you through the basics of it. So with Math 7A, this is going to bring more students into this course. Christian, who's sitting here, graduated 3 years ago, right? 2. So Christian's path was 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade. One of the things Chris did that was really nice, he took AP Calculus A and AP Statistics together his senior year. So these are our electives. These are hot courses right now. I love teaching AP Statistics. That's one of the courses I teach. Really applicable, all real-world stuff. And you're majoring in statistics, which I found out today. So very cool. Very proud. So if you notice the arrows that go in and out, one of the things that was in place before I got to Friends that's great is the word tracking isn't used because it doesn't exist. If you're in this, it doesn't mean you'll never get to here. I guess that's the wrong direction. If you're here, if you come in and maybe you're not strong right away with math, but then you start to get better and you like it, you can shoot right up. It's the same curriculum. It's just taught a little more challenging. Not a faster pace, same pace. It's just taught a little differently. So a student that does well here can go up. A student that doesn't love math anymore or just wants to do other things can go back down. And you see that's why the arrows keep kind of interchanging throughout. The 7A, so the idea of the 7A, this would be a junior year, and then that would be a senior year. And then down the road, if we ever want to do engineering, that would be the senior year course. Some initiatives, ideas more, what the math department, what else we're doing. Collaborating with science, art, and technology, very early phases with that. How can we maybe do some courses together? Visiting schools that have engineering programs, or STEM, or STEAM, or any sort of design. I've been in Nashville, and Marymount School in New York has a really nice program. And then the new schedule, and we're talking about that more and more as a department. Math likes it so far. It facilitates more student-initiated learning. It's a lot more time to get some math done. It's a lot less lecture for 45 minutes, do some problems, all right, I'll see ya. There's more times for activities, there's more times for project, there's more time just to work together. Ideas for facilities, what would the math department love? A makerspace. So a makerspace is basically, it's a room, and there's movable chairs, and there's 3D printers, and there's computers, and there's drafting tables. So there's just a whole lot of interaction going on. That would be a great thing. Collaboration space for students to drop in with students with teachers, just to work together, to work with teachers. Dedicated math classrooms and science classrooms with course-approved amenities. One of the neat things I saw at one of the schools I visited was basically a room that was divided in half, science, math. You'd have desks and tables at the front that would be movable, but in the back you'd have your science labs. And so you could have both departments teaching, like an epidemiology class where you're looking at biology and you're looking at statistics. And then display cases and shelves throughout. Anything that's mathematical, we love to show. All right, thank you.